Tonight, Mike Trout and the Angels look for their first home win of the season, and they'll try to get it against the newest member of the American League West. Astros and Angels is next. Halos very thankful the Oakland Athletics are out of Dodge. The Angels still looking for that first home win of the season, and tonight they will try to get it against the new member of the American League West. It's the Houston Astros in town for the first of three. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A, and alongside my partner Mark Goobs, I'm Victor Rojas. We welcome you back to Angels baseball here at Fox Sports West. And let's talk a little bit about those Houston Astros, because when the season started, things were looking very bleak, but all of a sudden they took 2 or 3 from the Seattle Mariners. I don't think anybody knows what to expect.
Yeah, Victor, it's exciting to have them part of the AL West. Now everyone has 5 teams in their division. Yes, they started out slow, but they've been swinging the bats very well of late. A lot of power. It's certainly in a rebuilding process for them right now, but this is a club right now that's exciting to play, and they put the ball in play also.
Well, the one thing we saw for the Angels through the first 8 games was the fact that they were hitting the ball and getting guys on base. Last night, A.J. Griffin stymied the offense very well. I mean, he pitched a terrific game, but Howie Kendrick continues to swing a hot bat.
Well, he swung the bat so well in spring training, hit over 400 in Arizona, and he's carried it in the beginning part of this season. His last 3 games, 7 for 12. That's over a 500 batting average. And he's also getting some extra base hits. He mixed in a double. He also mixed in a triple there, drove in 4 runs in those 3 games, so he's seen the ball well. And when Howie hits the ball to center, to right, to left, that means he's going to be swinging it hot bat for a long period of time, and we need him to be able to keep it going, to be able to get those runs across.
There's a reason we talked about Howie Kendrick. He's the only guy left on this Angels roster that last faced the Houston Astros back in 2007. The Angels have a right-hander on the mound, very familiar with the Astros. Tommy Hansen, the former National Leaguer, will go for the Angels. Bud Norris is going for the Astros. As we are just about ready for baseball here at the Big A, sit back and relax. Lineups and first pitch when we return. Let's Go sales event now through April 30th. By Jack in the Box, the Chipotle Chicken Club Combo is back for a limited time at Jack in the Box. And by Corona, who invite you to find your beach. Series between the Astros and the Angels, the first of 19 meetings between these two teams. The Halos still looking for that first win here at home. They're going with the alternate red tops tonight, trying to change up the mojo as Tommy Hansen gets his warm-up pitches in. We'll check out Bo Porter and his Houston Astros. The Astros at 3-6, 4.5 games back in the West. Have Jose Altuve leading things off at second, Justin Maxwell in center field, Jason Castro as doing the catching, batting third. Chris Carter's a cleanup hitter, the DH. Carlos Pena at first base, J.D. Martinez in left field. Rick Ankiel is in right. Matt Dominguez, a Chatsworth High School product, at third base. Marwin Gonzalez bats ninth and will play shortstop, taking on Tommy Hansen, who's coming off a very good start against the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, I thought he threw the ball very well. His curveball was outstanding. A 13-game winner last season, 4-0 in his career in 6 starts versus the Astros. And the Astros are a club that does strike out quite a bit.
Well, let's check out the defense for Mike Scioscia behind Tommy Hansen tonight. Mike Trout is out in left field. Peter Borges in center. Josh Hamilton in right. We welcome in Luis Jimenez over at third base, making his major league debut. Brendan Harris gets a start at shortstop. Howie Kendrick at second. Albert Pujols at first. Hank Conger gets the start behind the plate.
And Jimenez, we saw that smile on his face as he was walking into for stretching and batting practice. We saw him a lot in spring training playing third base. Very strong throwing arm, very athletic as far as coming in on the baseball.
Yeah, saw him play some first base as well. Nickname is Lucho, a Dominican native. And filling in for Alberto Callaspo, had some tightness in his calf last night, just about the 6th or 7th inning, and came out for a defensive replacement. That's why Brendan Harris got into the game last night playing third. Jose Altuve will lead things off for the Houston Astros. Their 10th game of the season. Altuve hitting .333, a home run and 6 runs batted in. Native of Venezuela looks at a strike. Altuve, an all-star season ago, .290 average last year, 7 home runs, 37 runs batted in, had 33 stolen bases. He pulls this one towards short. Brendan Harris with a diving stop, taking a little too much time, and Altuve will reach on the infield base hit.
We're showing some good range, able to make the play, but unable to get up right away, especially with Altuve running down the line. It was going to be a difficult play anyhow, but fully stretched out. Great play by Brendan Harris. That slight stumble, unable to make the throw across the diamond. Well, this Astro club is hitting well on the road, though. They struggle at home. There's a batting average of 199, but 375 on the road.
Coming off a series win against the Seattle Mariners. So Altuve, as we just pointed out, the 33 stolen bases last year. He is on board. Justin Maxwell, the center fielder, is the batter. Maxwell hitting .343. 1 double, 2 triples, 2 runs batted in. And into a career high 124 games last year for the Astros. Led the team in home runs with 18. Altuve takes off. First pitch swinging is Maxwell, and it's fouled off. And Altuve got a pretty good jump from first.
And that's the one thing they will do against Tommy Hansen. They've had some troubles in the past as far as slowing down a running game. He's got a higher leg kick and that long throwing motion. He does have a quick move to first. He's going to have to utilize that tonight.
Oh, 1 count on Maxwell, 29-year-old. Houston has a team hitting .266. Obviously, that average going up because of their series in Seattle. Only 1 stolen base on the year for the team. Then again, they've struggled to get base runners, the exception being the last couple of nights. Altuve doesn't go, and Maxwell shoots one to the alley in right center field, and that's going to go all the way toward the wall, and it goes all the way to the wall. Altuve will come around to score. Maxwell's going to try to go to third base to throw, and the relay is in time. They got him. Terrific job by Howie Kendrick. The body was coming home and all of a sudden redirected that throw to third base.
And Jimenez, unbelievable to be able to catch that baseball and apply the tag. It was a perfect throw right at the runner coming towards third. Just a nice job getting that baseball in, but Howie originally looks to home and then throws a perfect throw to third, but great tag by Jimenez. Be able to get that first out against Maxwell.
That goes as a double and an RBI for Maxwell. Picks up his third run batted in, and the Angels will play from behind. Jason Castro, the batter. He's the catcher. That pitch a little bit high.
Right, anytime you're playing a club that has a lot of younger players on there, they're looking fastball. They're going to be swinging at fastballs no matter where they are around the strike zone. Changeups, curveballs should be effective.
A breaking ball that misses down low. 2 balls and no strikes on Castro. 250 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. Castro Valley, California. Castro's from Castro Valley, California.
Is he owned Valley?
Can't make that stuff up. Stanford product. 3-0. Hansen in his career 4-0 against the Astros with a 1.29 ERA. 6 starts, 50 punch outs. Three and one. Tommy's coming off the start against Texas, in which he went 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Gave up a couple of home runs. That was that windy Saturday afternoon. Picked up the W. This one fouled off. That's a full count.
And Tommy Hansen will go upstairs with the fastball. That one at 90 miles an hour. Castro late on the swing. Set up now. If he could throw his curveball close to the strike zone, he should be able to get a swing and miss if he decides to go with that pitch.
Here's the payoff. Reaches for this one, flips it out to left center. So the Astros have started this ball game off with 3 consecutive hits. One out. Man at first. Chris Carter, the DH, coming up. There's Bo Porter, the skipper of the Astros. First season, previously with the Washington Nationals, third base coach.
I think he's the perfect guy for this club. A lot of young players, but he's saying, hey, we got to go out there and compete. We have the players to do so. Don't think in terms of rebuilding process. Think about winning at this moment.
Carter will look at a strike. Porter also has some veterans on his coaching staff. Doug Brocail, the former big league pitcher, is the pitching coach. Dave Tremblay, the former manager of the Baltimore Orioles, the third base coach. And El Presidente, Danny Martinez, bullpen coach for the Astros. 0-1 pitch. Count is evened up. Carter hitting .270, former Oakland Athletic. 3 home runs, 5 runs batted in. Matter of fact, last year, remember, the second half of the year, he played in 67 games for Oakland. 16 home runs, 39 runs batted in his time there.
What great power he has.
He came over as part of the Jed Lowry trade. And he's ahead of the count at 2 balls and a strike. Carter originally in the White Sox organization.
He's 8 for 15 in that Seattle series. 3 home run and 5 RBI.
Castro's over at first base. 2-1 pitch. Outside. 3 balls and a strike.
Remember Joey Davis talking about him last year when he was with Oakland. In the conversation, said tremendous power, but trying to get him not to chase breaking pitches. So if you get ahead of the count, you can expand the strike zone against, but when you're in a fastball count like he is right now, he becomes very dangerous.
as most hitters typically do in those 2-1, 3-1, 3-0 type counts. We saw that quite a bit in that Oakland series. Altuve led off with an infield single. Maxwell brought him home with a double to the alley in right center, and then was thrown out at third. Full count. Castro followed with a single. And you wonder with the Hansen on the mound whether Castro takes off here. Try to force the issue, already with a run on the board.
Definitely have a chance to strike him out, throw him out, though, with Carter at the plate.
Decent lead for Castro at first. Looks like he's leaning. That's fouled back. I think Castro wanted to go. Hansen held that position just long enough to kind of throw him off balance at first base.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Mike Scioscia about Tommy Hansen. And over the last 3 seasons, he's allowed 94 total stolen bases. So yes, he's not exactly quick to the plate, but if he can hold the baseball, that's the best way to slow down a running game, because most base stealers like to get momentum going, hold the ball and stop them.
Full count on Carter. Carlos Pena, the first baseman's on deck. Castro doesn't go. 3-2 is hammered foul. Out in front.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're sitting up in the stands up there. You're not thinking of foul balls going your way.
You didn't come to the ballpark tonight
No.
hoping for a foul ball up there?
No, not thinking souvenir tonight.
7 pitch at bat so far. 17 pitches thrown by Hansen here in the first. This one pulled through the hole, a base hit, make that 4 straight. So as Pena comes up to the plate, we'll take a look at our Kia standings. The Angels 2-7 in the American League West. Astros just ahead of them with a 3-6 mark.
Oakland playing outstanding baseball after starting out 0-2 on 8 straight. Texas continues to play well.
Oakland is at home hosting the Detroit Tigers. We'll get started here momentarily. Texas is up in Seattle. They're playing a 4-game series up there. They won last night. That's a start that Felix Hernandez got. Texas picked up the win. Here it's 1-0, top of the first. And now 10 games in, and I brought this up yesterday because a lot of times when you start seeing a lot of baseball, a lot of pitches thrown in games, you start to pick up trends. And last night we pointed out that Jason Vargas had a 1-2-3 first inning. And those have been few and far between for the Angels to start off games just 3 times. And again, to start off a ball game, the team has multiple base runners. Astros scoring 1 run. Breaking balls in the dirt. Nice play by Hank, keeping that ball near the plate.
Yeah, and a lot of times, especially if you're on a club that's struggling early in the season, as a starting pitcher, at times you would walk around the locker room and say, listen, I'm going to put up a couple zeros early on. Give me 1 run, and that'll be enough. Granted, you would love 10, but you're going to say, give me 1 run early. I'm going to put up some zeros the first couple innings. Give me that run early, and I will make that hold up. And all of a sudden, everyone kind of energizes from that. But again, falling behind, though, here and not hitting your spots, difficult to do that.
Curveball drops in there, and it evens the count. Carlos Pena signed in the offseason. Free agent. 250 average, 3 doubles, 3 runs batted in. Hit 197 last year for the Tampa Bay Rays. 19 home runs, 61 runs batted in. Very susceptible to the strikeout, but can hit mistakes a very long way.
Can climb the ladder with a fastball against him and then expand the zone on a break ball, especially a slower break ball in the dirt. Low ball hitter, slider bat speed.
Pickoff attempt at second, and the ball goes off of Castro, and he's going to advance, as will Carter. That'll go as an error, and that'll be the 10th error for the Angels this year. 10 errors in 10 games.
Well, the big thing about that, takes away a potential ground ball double play to get through the inning. A timing play. As Castro goes back off the glove of Brendan Harris and into the outfield, just far enough away for both runners to advance.
Harris gets charged with the error. It's his first of the year. Now the 1-1 pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike. Howie Kendrick playing out in shallow right field with Pena at the plate. Hansen very deliberate out on the mound. Thrown 21 pitches so far.
Now your mindset has to be, I need a strikeout. Have a guy up at the plate that will swing and miss. I think going upstairs with a fastball right now can get him.
Second and third, 1 out. And the out recorded as Maxwell tried to advance after getting a double to the alley in right center field. Terrific throw by Kendrick. Nice tag by Jimenez at third base. 2-2 pitch. Just missed in apparently. And a full count.
Try to go upstairs. Target set up for a fastball at the belt. Just off the inside corner. 3 full counts in this inning already for Tommy Hansen.
Now another meeting between Hank Conger and Tommy Hansen. J.D. Martinez, the left fielder, is on deck.
And the one thing you do get concerned about when you're on the mound, you're not in the comfort zone as far as throwing strikes or working with your catcher, that all of a sudden the position players behind you may lose that half a step needed to make a real good play behind you because they're on their heels and because you're falling behind in counts.
Payoff pitch on the way. Breaking ball is rolled over to first as it rolled off the foot. It is rolled off the foot. A foul ball. So reset. Do it again. Pena's been around a while. Originally a first-round selection by the Texas Rangers back in '98. And the veteran presence offensively for this young Houston Astros team.
Certainly a real good fielder at first base too.
And he walked him. So the bases are loaded now for J.D. Martinez. Now, as we talked about the struggles of the Angels bullpen, Angels starters have not been able to work deep into the games, and the start of this one doesn't bode well for Tommy Hansen and the Angels. 25 pitches so far. Boatloads of trouble here as the bases are loaded with 1 out. Vargas did a nice job. Made that one mistake pitch to Donaldson yesterday that he covered for a 2-run home run and snapped the 1-1 tie. Guys needing to step up without Weaver in the rotation. Martinez perhaps does Tommy Hansen a favor. Swinging at a breaking ball out of the strike zone.
That's youth. A young hitter coming up there looking for a fastball. especially when you see a pitcher struggling with the command of the fastball. Figured he was going to get one down the middle and committed to his swing.
That's got to be a sliver of optimism if you're the pitcher, too. 0-2.
And now you go a little bit further away. You don't mess around with anything on the inner half right here. You might think I could freeze him in. No. Breaking ball, something away, preferably a baseball or two off the outside corner.
Don't overthink is what you're saying.
Exactly. You've seen those two swings. Go right back out there.
Castro at third, Carter at second, Pena at first. Swing and a miss. Down goes Martinez on 3 breaking pitches, 2 outs.
Now you got a chance. You can minimize the damage. Quality pitch here from Tommy Hansen. Good target set up from Hank Conger, setting up off the plate to force that issue. Let him expand the zone, see if you get the young guy to swing at it.
Good tilt on that slider, too. Rick Ankiel, the right fielder's up. Base is still loaded. Swings the first one, hooks one down the line. It's got home run distance, and this one is foul. Living on the edge down that right field line.
Just out in front enough, and it went foul. Try to go backdoor slider. Sped up the bat. Rick Ankiel got a couple home runs this year, 5 RBI.
He's got the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark. 25 home runs, career high for him in 08. Just remember the Cardinals. That fastball just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Keel hitting 111 with those 2 home runs that Gooby pointed out. 5 runs batted in. 228 last year with the Washington Nationals. 68 games. Had a quad issue last year, eventually released. 2-1.
Nice job by Hank Conger to be able to block this breaking pitch in the dirt. That spin when it hits the dirt, different than a fastball type spin. Kept it in front, kept them from advancing. Now you're in a fastball count for a guy that looks for fastballs, because he will swing at breaking pitches out of the zone if you get ahead of the count.
Three balls and a strike. And a 3-1 pitch. We're going to miss on the breaking ball.
You gotta have a lot of confidence in your breaking ball to throw a 3-1 slider with the bases loaded.
You figure he's going to throw that same pitch again, would you?
Have to.
Get the merry-go-round going with the bases loaded. 2 outs at a full count. 1-0 Houston. Maxwell with the RBI double. Next offering will be the 34th pitch for Hansen here in the first.
4 full counts this inning for Tommy, but if he can get through it, he's minimized the damage. The hitter's up there swinging.
Runners take off, the 3-2 pitch, and got him out in front. That one's bounced into the dugout. I think you got to stay in there again.
Yeah, one didn't make contact. That one out in front. Seem to have better command of your slider than you do your fastball. I always threw a 3-2 slider. I felt I had a better chance to be able to command my slider in the strike zone than at times my fastball.
Fastball away, ground to the left side, a base hit. That'll bring home 2. They decided to go fastball away, and they were shading him to pull, and that's why Harris couldn't get to the baseball. He was playing almost up the middle. He's kind of pitching against your defense.
I mean, normally that's a pretty good pitch, but if you're going sinker away, I mean, normally that's going to be a ground ball right at the shortstop. Here's we have right here, Tommy Hansen's pitching against the defense right there, and then you see that ground ball. That's going to be normally right at the normal shortstop position. But Brandon Harris is playing up the middle, and Tommy Hansen threw a sinker away.
Matt Dominguez looks at a strike. 3-0 Houston leads at top of the first. And Keel picks up his 6th and 7th runs batted in. Pena ends up at third base. Ground ball to short. Harris will go on to first. This inning comes to an end, but not before Hansen throws 36 pitches in the Cards. The Angels trailing at 3-0. Bottom of the first inning. We'll check out Mike Scioscia's starting lineup for tonight. The Angels at 2-7. We'll have Peter Borges leading things off for the first time this year. He's in center. Mike Trout at left. Albert Pujols at first. Josh Hamilton is the cleanup hitter at right. Mark Trumbo gets to start at DH. Howie Kendrick at second. Hank Congress behind the plate tonight. Luis Jimenez in his major league debut will bat 8th and play 3rd. And Brendan Harris is the shortstop, batting 9th. Taking on the 28-year-old right-hander native of Novato, California, by the name of Bud Norris.
Bud Norris, sinker, slider, changeup, fastball, 88 to 93. He's a very good slider and a solid changeup. The guy that's going to look to try to get ground ball after ground ball, but has struggled last season on the road. 3-12 with an ERA 3.94 on the road last year.
Norris, the elder statesman, if you will, of this Houston Astros rotation, a 6th round pick in 2006. A product of Cal Poly, St. Louis Obispo. 2 starts already for Norris, 1-1 market at 3.18 ERA. Borges steps up. Leadoff man tonight, hitting .320 with a home run, 1 run batted in. Also has a triple as Norris misses up and in. Peter went 1 for 3 in last night's game. 28 games in his career in that leadoff spot, a .254 batting average. 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes.
There's that sharp slider he has. Norris, very good fielding pitcher. Not easy to get good jumps against as far as trying to steal a base. Also 2 pickoffs last season, so he's got quick footwork.
Trout on deck. Here's the 1-2. Sliders lifted foul and out of play. It's still a 1-ball 2-strike count. Bud Norris arrived in the big leagues in 2009. Pitching in 11 games, 10 starts, had a 6-3 mark. 9-game winner in 2010. 6-11 in 2011, 7-13 last year. Sliders down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Halos 0-3 here at the Big A. 1-5 within the West. Watch out. Trying to run that fastball in and got Borges square in the back.
When you're a sinker slider type guy, when you drop your elbow at all, your wrist will go down, and then the fastball gets elevated and runs in and gets a rate on the numbers.
Well, as a leadoff man, he got on board.
I was just going to say, that's what you want to do, is get on base any way you can, but it's not the most comfortable way to get on base.
Wear it. There's Trout.
We could say that from up here.
You got to do what you've got to do. Quick throw to first. Peters bag. Trout hitting .250. 3 doubles, a triple, 1 run batted in. Was in the 2 spot last night for the first time this year. 0 for 4 last night. 2 fly ball outs, 2 ground outs. No 1 count. The Angels have yet to really force the issue as far as the base paths are concerned, trying to move the infield around. Seen 1 or 2 hit and runs
in the
first
worked.
week. Yeah, they worked the first week of the season. Howie swung the bat well. Albert swung the bat well. Hamilton, I should say, had a couple of hits last night. But you've got a jackrabbit on the bases, and you figure Trout up, even though he's a quote-unquote run producer.
I mean, you have a lot of speed. You have it at the plate and on first base right now. As an infielder right now, you're worried about that. You're trying to be in a position to make a play. Altuve's almost playing right on the base at second base. There's a lot of room between him and Pena at first base. That's by design because of the speed factor of Borges and Trout.
Ground ball towards short. See if they turn the double play, and they do. So with 2 outs, the base is clear. They'll bring up Albert. We'll check out the defense behind Bud Norris, Martinez, Maxwell, and Ankiel. From left to right in the outfield, Dominguez, Gonzalez, Altuve, and Pena from third to first, and Castro behind the plate.
And Matt Dominguez played at Chatsworth High School, played with Mike Moustakas on the same team. Very good fielder. Well over 987 fielding percentage last year. One of the strongest arms. Already was glove ready when he was drafted out of high school. They were saying about him by Florida originally. Just had him get that bat going with the glove.
Albert looks at a fastball high. Pujols hitting .300 with a couple of home runs and 5 runs batted in. Albert went 0-4 last night. The Angels managing 5 hits against A.J. Griffin and Evan Scribner. Count is evened up. Five hits by the Angels last night, the fewest hits they've had in a game this year. Astros play the overshift on Albert with 3 infielders on the left side. They're looking to strike. It's kind of odd right there with Albert. As Norris started his windup, almost looked like Albert wanted to call time and step out. He took that pitch as if he wasn't ready.
And that was a fastball at 87. He might have had a shot at, on top of that one. Albert is a 192 career batting average against Norris, 5 for 26. Many pitchers can say they had that type of success against Pujols.
Full count. Houston with 3 in the top of the first on 5 hits. Two of those 3 runs coming with 2 outs. Here's the payoff. Albert pops it up on the first base side. Pena had a long run toward the dugout, runs out of room. And we'll check out our Hyundai key to the game for tonight.
A little country for you tonight, Victor. A little Gary out. Every storm runs out of rain. Obviously, when you're struggling, at some point you look for a turnaround. The Astros jumped all over the Angels in the first inning, but an opportunity right here. If Albert get on base, bring up Josh Hamilton, work your way back in the game.
Like they're coming back inside. That one misses in off the plate, so a walk to Pujols. Hamilton will come up. Mentioned Hamilton with a couple of hits last night, hitting 200, 2 for 3, including a walk. Also scored a run. 2 doubles, 4 runs batted in. With Trout and Hamilton homerless so far. 1-0. Down the line and slicing out of play. A 1 ball, 1 strike count. On the corner. 1-2.
Norris has had a pretty good fastball. 93, 94 on that one. Creating that velocity by dropping his elbow enough to elevate with his fastball.
Sliced foul. So the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Interesting with the home and home series that Texas and Houston had played for so many years. That Hamilton has 0 at bats.
I'm scrambling around looking for notes here. It is surprising.
No at bats against Bud Norris. Net and Pujols the only 2 that have faced him as that pitch sails up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A little difference in the pace what we saw from the Oakland pitchers.
Yeah.
A.J. Griffin didn't waste any time.
Borges was hit by a pitch to start off the bottom of the first. Trout rolled into a double play. Pujols drew a walk. Pena plays behind Pujols. That's a called strike 3, and the Angels are done here in the first. 1 in the books, 3-0 Astros. A look at our AT&T Twitter poll question of the night. Which player will have the most impact this year? Trout, Harper, or Cespedes? Hashtags are underneath the names. Send us your tweets. Gooby will tally them, and we'll give you the results a little bit later on.
That's some serious young talent. Harper off to a tremendous start for the Nationals.
Cespedes ancient compared to the other two.
Look at that shot Cespedes hit last night.
Yep. 9-1-2 for the Houston Astros here in the second inning against Tommy Hansen, Gonzalez, Altuve, and Maxwell. A strike. Oh, 2. Marvin Gonzalez, the shortstop, switch hitting shortstop. 444 average, a couple of home runs. 4 runs batted in. Marvin, the young man that snapped the Yu Darvish perfect game with 2 outs in the 9th.
Ground ball right back up the middle.
Well struck. Signed as a 16-year-old by the Chicago Cubs. Astros used a Rule 5 pick prior to last year. Kept him on the 25-man roster all season long. At 234 last year in 80 games. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Astros trying to be creative to get some of those younger players to replenish their farm system, and even at the major league level, because for a while there they were trying to sign a lot of players, free agents that were towards the end of their career, just to have one more shot to win, and then all of a sudden all those young players they developed were all gone.
Foul back. Also went through a stage as well that even a couple of guys that they drafted first, second rounds opting not to sign them because of the signing bonuses. It's a completely different organization now. Jim Crane, the new owner of that ball club. Drayton McClain, the former owner. They changed the uniforms for the first season in the American League. 2-2, yanked foul.
Remember the killer bees there for a while with E.G.O. Bagwell, Berkman. They were pretty darn consistent for a lot of years. They could swing the bat.
This one out toward right center field. Hamilton's got a beat on it. 1 away. Check out the umpires for tonight's game. Tim Timmons is the home plate umpire tonight. Mike Winters is over at first base. Mark Wegner at second base, and Laz Diaz at third. So back to the top of the order now, and Jose Altuve led off the ball game with a single. It's a breaking pitch high. Altuve scored the first run on the Maxwell double. One and one. It's kind of the Freddie Patek package, Jose Altuve. Listed at 5'5", 173 pounds. This one pulled to short. Harris has it. 2 down. And now Maxwell will step to the plate.
Altuve's a guy they can do a lot of different things, but he's a good contact hitter. He's the ball well so far for Bo Porter.
Maxwell picked up his second double and his third run batted in the first inning.
Maxwell looks like he has a chance to be a really good player at the major league level. He's got good speed. His contact.
Maryland native. He was a Terrapin. Decided to go to Maryland instead of Harvard.
Smart guy.
Stayed home.
Stayed home.
Two balls and a strike. Kind of struggle tonight for Tommy Hansen through 50 pitches. I think the 2/3. You find that consistent release point of that curveball. Slider's been pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, when you look at his mechanics, he's trying to stay tall over the pitching rubber, like we talk about a lot. Be able to create some sort of downward action on the fastball, but if he drifts forward at all, that drops his elbow, makes it more difficult to throw strikes.
In the air towards center field, hit pretty well. Borges is going back at the wall. That is gone. 4-0 Astros. Maxwell with his first home run of the year on a hanging breaking ball. And another 2-out run.
And Maxwell now with a double and a home run in the first 2 innings. Well, sometimes when you throw a breaking ball that high up the zone, you look to and hope that he pops it up, but that's a lot of power for the youngster. He goes out to left center field.
Here's Jason Castro. Takes the pitch outside. Castro singled and scored in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1. It's the 11th home run that the Astros have hit this year. By comparison, the Angels with 8.
I'm talking about in Minute Maid Park in Houston's a hitter's ballpark, but they have struggled to hit there. Mentioned I hit 199 as a team at home. See why they've been so successful on the road. Already 6 hits here at his second inning with 2 outs.
They face Texas and Oakland at home. This one's out toward left center field. Borges moving over. The inning comes to an end, but Houston tacks on a run on the Maxwell home run. It is 4-0 Astros. There was the brawl between the Padres and the Dodgers. Carlos Quintans ends up charging the mound, and Zach Greinke suffered a broken collarbone. He's going to have surgery and miss at least 8 weeks. The Major League Baseball handed down the suspensions today. Carlos Quentin received an 8-game suspension and an undisclosed fine for his actions. Jerry Hairston Jr. of the Dodgers received a 1-game suspension, also an undisclosed fine. Both guys have appealed their suspensions. So our Carl's Jr. Sports Update. That and more coming up a little bit later on in the ballgame.
Yeah, there's a little history between Quentin and Greinke. In the past, Greinke's hit him a couple times. He's a member of the Royals pitching staff going against the White Sox.
Yeah, this one's fouled back, Gooby. Where are you going, Gooby?
I'm moving out of the way of that one.
Where are you going, Gooby?
Hey, there's a time and a place to make a play.
Seriously.
Well, what were you sitting there for?
That's coming right at you.
Oh, no chance I'm making that play. No. No and never.
Oh, my, oh, my. Can't believe he didn't make that play.
Oh, yeah, that would have felt real good off my so-called computer here. Yeah.
Wear it like Borges did.
So you made Borges say that. That's it.
Oh. This one's out to straightaway center field. Hit pretty good. Maxwell giving chase, and at the track will make the catch. First out here in the second.
Again, that high fastball he can get to when it's out over the plate enough. That's unbelievable power. Just missed a home run to dead center field.
And for the most part, that's just all upper body strength right there.
Yeah, because you can't. Most home run hitters use their lower part of their body to generate the bat speed to create that lift.
Here's Kendrick. Howie looks at a strike. Howie hitting .343 with a home run and 5 runs batted in. 1 for 3 last night. Double with an RBI. His double tied the game up at 1 apiece. Breaking pitches in there. Check swing bouncer to Pena. 2 outs. So Norris has retired the first 2 here in the second inning. Hank Conger coming up for his first plate appearance. Hank 2 for 5 this year. That's 1 RBI.
Altuve playing in the outfield grass. Dominguez over towards shortstop.
Hank shows bunt, bunts it back to the mound. Barehanded by Norris. And the Halos go down in order. 2 in the books. 4-0 Houston. Is a great way to see Angels baseball. Select the 20 games you want to see and receive a ticket to Fan Appreciation Day for free. Buy your flex plan today at angels.com/mini plans or by calling 888-796-HALO. Top of the third inning. 4-0. Houston leads it. Gooby still checking his pulse on that foul ball.
Why does the baseball always find me?
What do they call that? What's that term? It escapes.
Unlucky.
It escapes me right now.
Did I just give you a layup?
Yeah. Carter, Pena, Martinez. Face Tommy Hansen. Hansen 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 6 hits allowed, including the home run to Justin Maxwell in the second. Carter had a single in the first inning. Matter of fact, first 5 guys for the Astros reached in the first inning. Altuve, Maxwell, Castro, and Carter, as well as Pena. This one's fouled back. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. It'll be a bullpen night unless Tommy Hansen has a couple of very quick innings. This will be the 60th pitch of the night. Could not get Carter to chase it. And another full count. That's the 5th, right?
5th full count already here in this the top of the 3rd inning. First batter. It's a lot of pitches thrown by Hansen tonight.
And he lost him. Leadoff walk puts a man on. The question is, too, as we talked about last night, Jerome Williams worked 2 innings 2 nights ago, and he was brought back last night. He's typically your long guy out of the bullpen. You wouldn't figure that he'd be available tonight.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do so, especially when you've been a starter the majority of your career, so you're not used to going back-to-back and then potentially back-to-back nights. Although Jerome, knowing him, he said he was ready today.
Yeah, he'll take the ball. Carlos Pena, the batter. Halo's overshift. Pena, pull hitter as Hansen misses way outside. Pena drew the walk in the first. Eventually stranded at third base. Carlos, one of the all-time good guys. Always loved talking to him. Kind of at the Luis Gonzalez mold. The nicest guys in the clubhouse.
No question.
2-0.
That's why we saw Joe Madden bring him back after he had left Tampa Bay Rays. He has that kind of leadership quality in the clubhouse. Now over here trying to help along a young team in Houston.
As we pointed out, he's been around a long time. Texas first-round pick, got traded to Oakland. That was a Gerald Laird, Ryan Ludwig deal. And went to Detroit. That eventually became the Jeremy Bonderman, Jeff Weaver deal, 2002. They were the Yankees, the Red Sox, Rays, Cubs 2 years ago, and then back to the Rays last season. Chris Carter, leadoff walk, stands at first. He's got a pretty good lead. 2-0 pitch. Strike on the corner. A couple of finals already in the books. Cleveland shut out the White Sox 1-0. The Yankees defeated Baltimore 5-2. Last time we were talking about the Yankees and Indians being rained out for the 2nd straight day. That's their only visit to Cleveland. So they're going to have to play a
doubleheader on an off day.
Mutual off day at some point during the season. Boston got postponed very early. Tampa Bay's in Boston. Toronto beat Kansas City. And they're playing baseball in Minnesota. It's cold.
Well, it's resembling a football game, though, with 14 runs scored.
Foul back. Yeah, 14-5. Mets leading the Twins. Twins with the field goal, safety. Weather's supposed to be in the 40s on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The Angels will be there for a 3-game road trip. I think there might be some snow in the forecast for Wednesday.
Bring your gloves.
Oh, I got them. Packed up already.
Perfect.
Here it's 4-0, top of the third. Breaking pitch, hit hard out toward right field. Hamilton can't get it. It'll trickle to the wall. Carter is on his way to third. Hamilton gets the baseball back in. It's a double for Pena. And Tommy Hansen is not fooling anybody in this Astros lineup.
Breaking pitches stayed up, sped up the bat. Carlos Pena, and he made him pay for it over the head of Josh Hamilton for a double. Well, this is a club, the Houston Astros, that have struck out 101 times in the first 9 games of the year.
So the Halos already down by 4. Will bring their infield in with runners at second and third base. Hansen's been behind on 10 of the 14 hitters he's faced so far. JD Martinez struck out in the first inning. Fastball just off the plate. Two and one. Carter third, Pena at second. This one lifted in the air down the line. Hamilton comes charging over into foul territory. Slides, can't get it.
Try on that foul ball. Not going to cover a lot of ground. Try to be in position to make that play. If he makes that play, though, Carter probably comes in and scores. Although at this point in the game, you want to get an out if you can. Late in the game, you may not try to make that play.
Yep. Two balls, two strikes, looking for that first out. Outside, full count. 70 pitches, now 71 pitches, pardon me. And Keel is on deck.
You can see this club right now, the Astros are very comfortable at the plate. They got some confidence going. Early part of the season when they were struggling to make contact, they were swinging a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. Then all of a sudden go up to Seattle and they started to swing again. Now the confidence is there for these young players.
JD Martinez, a 20th round pick by the Astros in 09 at Nova Southeastern University. He's a Pembroke Pines, Florida native. Nova is right there in that area. So the Miami Dolphins hold their training camp. No, at least they did for the longest time. Another payoff pitch. Ground ball to short, and breaking to third is Carlos Pena. And they're going to get an out of this. There's one out. There was almost interference on the part of Pena as he cut in front of Brennan Harris, but I don't know what Pena was thinking unless he thought Carter was going on contact.
Yeah, but with no outs, you're not going to go on contact, especially when you're in the infield playing in. A break here potentially for the Angels. And Hank Conger did a nice job. Brendan Harris got rid of the baseball right away, which is a very good decision because now Hank can run him right back. That base is already occupied. You tag him and you don't allow Martinez to be able to get to second base, so you still have the double play in order. Well done by Harris and Hank Conger.
Jimenez, the third baseman, is going to come in. Tommy Hansen at the defense, first and third situation just in case. And Keel had a base hit, a 2 RBI single to left field in the first inning with the left side of the infield. Kind of opened up for him. Harris was shading him toward the middle. Martinez reaches on the fielder's choice. Out toward the alley in right center field. Hamilton's not going to get there. One hopper off the fence. Pena will score. J.D. Martinez will be stopped at third. And it's a 5-0 Houston lead.
Keel got a fastball right in the heart of the plate. He has a lot of power. He's got a quick bat. Once you got 25 home runs just a couple years ago, he has that ability to drive the ball.
Been sitting on fastballs. His 2 hits have come off fastballs. 3 runs batted in, infield back in. Matt Dominguez was committed to a fastball and fooled on the off speed. 0-1. He grounded out to Harris to end the first inning. Eight hits tonight for the Astros.
My coach against Matt when he was over at Chatsworth, I remember him being extremely fast on a fastball inside. So if you're going to go inside on him, you better make sure it's off the plate. Otherwise, try to throw that breaking ball away and keep it down.
Ground ball to short. Breaking toward home was Martinez. Stopped as Harris looked him back. They take the out at first, 2 outs.
Now that's a play as you're on third base. You got to go home because you have the shortstop backing up on the baseball. That's going to be a very difficult throw for Brendan Harris to be accurate with the throw to home plate. If you're going on contact, you're scoring. Dominguez reaches out on the breaking ball, but he's going back. It's going to be a difficult throw if you're going right away, which the Angels are very good at as far as going on contact. You get a gift run.
And you would figure, especially with a 5-0 lead.
You're going to be aggressive. You have to be. You have to try to expand the lead while you can. Because you know at some point in this game, the Angels are going to have an opportunity to get back in there swinging the bat.
Second and third, 2 outs. Marwin Gonzalez takes a breaking ball down and in. Hansen has just thrown his 78th pitch. It looks like Dane De La Rosa begins to loosen in the Angels bullpen. Gonzalez hit a fly ball to right field in the second inning, so he's 0 for 1. Tries to bunt his way on with 2 outs here. Interesting decision.
Especially when you have 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
The element of surprise, but still, see Bo Porter talking right there. He's saying, I don't know if I like that one.
That's Eduardo Perez, the hitting coach for the Astros.
You know he wasn't going up there to the bunt. He was up there swinging, trying to drive the ball.
Hey, you'd figure a hitter, whether ninth place hitter or cleanup hitter, you see 2 RBI opportunity there. You're kind of salivating.
And a pitcher who's struggling.
Breaking ball, got him looking. The inning comes to an end. The Astros tack on a run. They lead it 5-0.
Back, the Houston Astros. First season in the NL was 1962. They were part of the NL West from 69 to 93. The NL Central from 94 to 2012 in their first year in the American League West. Bo Porter's club, the Houston Astros. Tonight's Cold Hard Fact is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
The old Colt 45.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about the team, not the beverage.
Yeah, they had some players, some power back in the day.
Yeah.
That was a difficult place to play in. Well, Astrodome, if you were a pitcher, that's the place you wanted to be.
8-9-1 for the Angels. Luis Jimenez, major league debut tonight. 24-year-old, native of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Great year last year, AAA, 309 average, 16 home runs, 85 runs batted in. They wanted to appeal at first. He went around. It's 0-2. Bud Norris with 1 strikeout, 1 walk. No hits allowed. He did hit a batter, and that was Borges in the first inning. Jimenez getting a start over at third base today with Callaspo nursing that tightness in his calf. Eric Ibar dealing with that left heel contusion. He's out of the lineup as well, although batting practice today. Fielded some ground balls. Feeling better. This one sharply hit to third. Dominguez has it. 1 away.
We told you about that glove that Dominguez has at third base. That was a tough play. Well hit by Jimenez, but able to field it and strong throwing arm across to get it out. Good hands, able to gather himself because of that arm strength he has, and gets Jimenez going down the line.
So Brendan Harris will step in, getting the start at shortstop tonight. 2 for 9 as an Angel. Has 1 RBI. Astros with 3 in the first, solo runs in the second and third innings. This is grounded sharply toward the right side. Altuve can't get it. And the Angels pick up their first hit of the night.
Approached by Brendan Harris, is going with the pitch. Make good contact. Pretty good pitch. It was down. He stayed through the baseball. He gets rewarded for a base hit just by Altuve at second base.
Back to the top of the order now, Peter Borges. Borges was hit. It was directly in the middle of his back, between his shoulder blades. As he raced with Trout, hit into a double play.
They got a hanging breaking pitch and found a straight back.
A little bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Morris not real consistent with his arm slide on his slider tonight either. His fastball has been good. The slider, he's left that up a couple times in the zone.
Outfield very shallow for the Astros with Borges at the plate. Maxwell looks like he plays a shallow center field. Short lead for Harris at first. Borges fouls it off.
In this game, Norris is 4 times he's gone 0-2. He's faced 10 batters, 0-2 counts on 4 of them. That's pretty consistent. It's called working ahead. Put yourself in a pitcher's count as compared to a hitter's count.
And he got him with a breaking ball, 2 down. Second strikeout of the night for Norris.
And to that point, because he's ahead of the count, you can expand the strike zone. As a hitter, you're in protect mode. If you're ahead of the count 3-1, you let this pitch go. But when you're behind the count 1-2, you have to try to protect.
So 2 outs. Harris still at first base. Here's Trout. 0 for 1. Double play ball in the first inning. That was the 40th pitch that Norris has thrown. 29 of it strikes.
These are the time when you're looking for one of your star players just to make an impact and drive a ball, just to get everyone going back in the game here for the Angels. Certainly a ton of stars in this lineup, starting with Trout and then Pujols behind him.
2 balls and a strike. Halos just looking for their first base runner at second base. 3 base runners overall. Hit batter, a walk, a single by Harris. Down 5-0 here at the bottom of the third. 2 outs. Pujols on deck now. Trout calls time. Outfield has moved back a little bit. And Keel in right field playing very deep. 2-2.
You had your chance right there, 2-1. Let it go. Good swing. Even though the pitch was up, you're trying to make an impact in the game, crush a baseball. You end up swinging and miss. Now, if you're Mike Trout, we've seen him do it before in the past. Now you shorten up your swing, try to make contact, and utilize your speed.
Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. The inning comes to an end. Norris strikes out his third. 3 in the books. 5-0 Houston.
The schedule against the Astros. Garrett Richards getting his first start the season tomorrow night, and on Sunday, C.J. Wilson going against Humber, who threw a perfect game last season, and off to Minnesota for 3, an off day on Thursday, then a tough home schedule with the Tigers coming in, followed by the Rangers, then off to Seattle to finish off the month.
Halos down 5-0 here at the top of the 4th inning. Tommy Hansen, 81 pitches so far. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 8 hits allowed, including a home run to Maxwell in the 2nd inning. He'll face Maxwell, who is on deck, but Jose Altuve to lead things off. Astros second baseman 1 for 2. He swings the first one and fouls it off. Altuve singled and scored in the 1st inning, grounded to short in the 2nd. No 2 count. Last year was Altuve's first full season in the big leagues, 147 games. Got into 57 games with the Astros. His big league debut in 2011. Been with the organization since 2006. 1-2 from Hansen. Just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Altuve also signed as a 16-year-old out of Venezuela. That is shot to right field. Is it going to hang up for Hamilton? It does. What away. Tonight's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. We thank you for your service, and we welcome you to our broadcast.
Yeah, thank you so much.
There's Justin Maxwell, 2 for 2. RBI doubled in the first, solo home run in the second. Home run his first of the year. Now with 4 runs batted in this year. Out toward left center field, playable for Borges. 2 outs.
Number 15, catcher Jason Castro.
Second time tonight that Hansen has retired the first 2 batters to start an inning. He did it as well in the second before Maxwell hit the home run. This guy here, Jason Castro, hit a fly ball to center. 0-1 count. Castro's 1 for 2. Singleton scored in the first and a fly ball to center in the second. Tommy's been unable to establish that inside corner with a fastball on lefties. Hasn't been erratic, it's just been just off the plate.
He hasn't been able to run that back and catch the corner. It's been saying true going in just off the plate. A lot of times when Tommy throws that ball, it starts that plane, but then it starts working its way towards the inside corner.
That's in at the knees. Evens account at 2-2. Halos needing to figure things out offensively against Bud Norris tonight. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit allowed. We'll have Pujols, Hamilton, and Trumbo coming up in the bottom of the 4th. Full count.
Well, that's 7 full counts for Tommy Hansen tonight.
There's 2 ways to run up your pitch count. Well, 3. 1, you're getting hit around the ballpark. 2, you're striking out a lot of guys. 3, a lot of deep counts, and you're not finishing off hitters. Big swing by Castro there, fouled it back.
I remember watching Danny Herron over the years. A lot of cut fastballs, a lot of foul baseballs. That's why the pitch count got up on him. But today it's more for Tommy Hansen, just missing a lot with his fastball, especially when he's trying to go inside. 37 pitches in that first inning.
And you figure if he gets Castro here that Mike Scioscia will try to squeeze another inning out of him, get him through the 5th. Payoff pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Pujols with the backhand. Hansen with his first 1, 2, 3 inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. The Angels trailing at 5-0.
UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-AT&T. Rethink possible. And by CarMax, start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. Bottom of the fourth here at the Big A. First meeting of the season between the Astros and the Angels. Matter of fact, first meeting between these two teams since 2007. That was interleague play. Astros in the American League West. First time shifting over this season to 15-team leagues. With that, of course, you've got the interleague every day in baseball.
The all-time home runs versus the Astros. Albert Pujols with 48. Hank Aaron with 46. And Willie McCovey with 44. Albert at the top of that list with some impressive company.
But there is only one home run
with
that
Brad
Albert
Lidge
Pujols hit against the Houston Astros that everybody remembers, whether you're an Astros fan or a Cardinal fan, and that was off Brad Lidge.
Oh, that ball was crushed.
Pujols, Hamilton, and Trumbo here in the fourth inning. Albert drew a walk in the first.
Did they ever find that baseball?
No. I think it may have hit the Sam Houston statue on the 35 on the way to Dallas. That's the line towards short. What a play by the shortstop, Merwin Gonzalez. One away.
Well, that was a rocket. Gonzalez with a very good play. Just some good hands in that shortstop position. This ball was hit as hard as you can hit. The ball was by him. He gets it. Time to throw it. Pujols down the line.
One out, the base is clear for Josh Hamilton, who struck out looking to end the first. One of three punch outs for Norris. Got an off speed pitch there. 0-1. One around. As Diaz confirms it. 0-2. One hit tonight. Brendan Harris has it. That was in the third inning. Good crowd on hand here for this Friday night. Big Bang Friday. One and two. Halos could use some big bang in their lineup right now. Trying to get something going, try to chip away at this deficit.
Find a way to get a couple guys on base. Create some doubt for Norris on the mound. Right now, he's very comfortable. Pretty good little changeup running away from Hamilton there for him.
That's the second time through the order for Norris. Pretty much a sinking fastball slider guy now, busting out the changeup. 2-2. Lays off. Wanted an appeal, as Diaz says he did not go. Full count now. Payoff pitch from Norris. Rolled over. Foul.
Just the second full count for Norris in the game as compared to Tommy Hansen, who's had 7.
Fouled it. We've gotten home plate umpire Tim Timmons.
Guess they're going to walk out to allow Tim Timmons to move around because that got to look like right on the leg. Breaking pitch. Right off the top of that foot.
Hamilton drives one out toward left field. It's playable though. JD Martinez, 2 outs. Hey folks, groups of 20 or more can now experience Angels games in a whole new way. The Trout Farm, presented by the Smile Generation, is the official cheering section for outfielder Mike Trout. Groups sitting in this section will receive an exclusive Trout Farm shirt with their purchase. For more information and to purchase your tickets, log on at angels.com/groups. There's the Trout Farm down the left field line. 2 up and 2 down for the Angels here in the 4th inning. Here's Trumbo.
He went right back upstairs again, and Trumbo just missed a home run in center field on a similar pitch last at bat.
0 for 1, driving that baseball to the warning track at straightaway center. 1 ball, 1 strike. Five runs, 8 hits, 4 left on for Houston. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on for the Angels. Fouled straight back.
Boy, another good swing. Straight back. Another time being on the mound, when you have a hitter foul hit baseball straight back like that, then you know the timing is perfect against you. You're not going to throw that exact same pitch again.
And angry at themselves. I'm sure you enjoyed seeing that, right, guys?
Yeah.
Fouling it straight back and chapped that they didn't square it up.
Exactly. That's the pitch I would have threw to. Especially when it's fouled straight back like that. I'm throwing a slider way away.
And hope.
And hope he'll chase that because he's still angry that he missed this pitch.
Count evened up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Challenge him, and that's a base hit to left. Marcus sitting fastball. That's a 2-out knock, and they'll bring up Kendrick.
Nice job as far as keeping that balance and threw the baseball for Trumbo. Getting that baseball right out in front. Crushed it through the hole between short and third.
Now he's 0 for 1. He grounded out on a check swing to Carlos Pena, the first baseman. In the air to right. And Kiel is playing deep, but he's gotten a beat on this one. Halos are done here in the 4th. 4 in the books. 5-0 Houston. Tommy Hansen coming off his first and only 1-2-3 inning in the fourth. He's back out there. And here in the fifth, he'll face Carter, Pena, and Martinez. 95 pitches. And you figure this will be his last inning. Unless he gets a 3-pitch inning. He would win.
I like the optimism.
He would win a steak dinner at that point as well.
That's an automatic.
Yep.
3-pitch inning.
Dane De La Rosa is getting ready. He was up and playing catch earlier in the game. But a tough go for Tommy. He's tried to battle through it. There were 3 runs in the first, solo runs in the second and third inning. Carter, the DH, has singled and drawn a walk. 1 for 1. Ball on the strike. Hansen with 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 8 hits allowed. Second start of the year for Tommy. Popped him up. Brendan Harris is there. 1-0. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. 1 out, nobody on for Carlos Pena, the first baseman. Pena's been on board twice with a walk and a double. Kendrick out in shallow right field with the overshift. Two balls and no strikes. Looks like they wanted an appeal. Conger wanted an appeal, but Tim Timmons had the call.
Tim Timmons called it a swing.
Did he call it a swing?
He did. Look at that
ball,
quick
1 strike.
Fist pump.
But Laz Diaz was not going to call it a strike because Laz started to make the motion with his 2 hands, making a safe call, and then just put his hands in his pocket. Or he was stretching.
Stretching, yeah.
Or like we saw the other day, he had an itch right above the eyelid.
On that 2-0 pitch.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes with an out here in the 5th inning. Down the line, but foul. Pena, for the most part, have touched on this before. For as many games as he's played the big leagues, likes to pull the ball. He'll flip it out to left if those situations call for it. Kind of a mistake.
Yeah, if it's elevated, he has a chance to hit the ball that way. Down at the knees in the outside corner, no.
Just got a piece of the breaking ball. Complete uppercut swing. JD Martinez is on deck. Carter popped out to start this 5th. Just got a piece of that breaking ball. If you're going to miss with that slow breaking ball, better miss down. We saw the one that he threw to Maxwell and what Maxwell did to it.
Yeah, you want to think in terms, especially if you throw a fastball up high in the zone and you throw the big curveball over. that's when you want to bounce it, because it's coming in initially at the same plane, but then the break on the curveball you want in the dirt, because if it stays up in the strike zone, it becomes very hittable.
Popped up left side. Drifting out into shallow left is Jimenez, the third baseman. 2 outs. So since giving up the RBI double to Ankiel, Hansen's retired 7 straight. 106 pitches. It'll be yet another start in which an Angel starter does not work deep into the game.
We, over the years, having conversations with Mike Social, what he always wants out of his starters. He prefer a complete game, but he's always looking for 21 outs. So he only has to get 6 outs out of his bullpen. Sometimes you would like to get 24 outs from your starter. It allows him to do different things as far as utilizing guys out of your bullpen.
Out toward right center field. Borges going back, now curls around. Makes the catch. The inning comes to an end. Another 1-2-3 inning for Hansen. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. The Angels down 5-0. It doesn't look like Hansen's going anywhere, so maybe he does come back out for the 6th inning. 8 in a row retired by him. It's possible. Trying to give the bullpen a rest, if you will.
I mean, as a starting pitcher, you want to stay in there as long as you can until they take that baseball away from you. You still think in terms of, all right, if I can go another inning, the offense gets working, I still might put myself in position to be able to pick up a W.
Bottom third of the order for the Angels here in the 5th inning. Conger, Jimenez, and Harris. The Angels have not made Bud Norris work a whole lot tonight. Maximum number of batters he's faced in any one inning has been 4. Conger tried to bunt his way on the first time. Bunted it right back to the mound. He's 0 for 1.
So 61 pitches so far, 41 in the strike zone.
One ball, one strike.
Got pretty good life on his fastball. He sinks a lot, but he also can go upstairs with a 4-seam fastball.
Three strikeouts for him, 1 walk. 2 hits allowed. This one's fouled back.
last time out, he threw 122 pitches in 5 2/3 innings pitched. A lot of pitches thrown.
Ground ball to third. Matt Dominguez has it. One away.
Number 18, third baseman,
So the third baseman, Luis Jimenez, will come up. First major league at bat in the third inning. He grounded out to Dominguez at third base. Jumped on a breaking ball, hit it sharply, but right to the Astros third baseman. Luis had 8 games with the Salt Lake Bees. He's hitting .367, 3 doubles, a home run, 4 runs batted in. Fred Haney Award winner at spring training. Top rookie at Angels camp.
Yeah, he was impressive. Had a lot of playing time.
Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the breaking ball. 2 down.
In that point of getting ahead of the count 6 times in the game. Norris ahead of the count 0-2. Can expand to a slider like this one. Put the hitter in the defense mode. He gets a swing and miss.
And as we speak, you see Tommy Hansen still in the dugout there with the jacket on the arm. Dane De La Rosa is back up on the bullpen mound. Now that would lead you to believe that Hansen is done. Brendan Harris 1 for 1. He had a base hit to right field in the third inning. Ground ball right back to Norris. He'll have himself a 1-2-3 inning. The struggles for the Angels continue. 5-0 Stros. Tommy Hansen is done after his 5 innings of work tonight. Give up 5 runs, all earned on 8 hits, including a home run, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. In and out, who's in, who's out. Dane De La Rosa takes over on the mound. 3rd appearance for Dane as a member of the Angels.
Power fastball. Also can sink it too. When he goes 4-seam fastball, mid-90s, sinks it, lower 90s, good breakable changeup.
He'll face the bottom 3rd of the order here in the 6th inning, and Keel, Dominguez, and Gonzalez. And Keel has been on board twice. 2 RBI single in the 1st inning, an RBI double in the 3rd. Oh, 1 count. De La Rosa pitching in his 3rd game. No record of 5.40 ERA. An inning and 2/3 under his belt. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Those ball missing upstairs. One. Inside. 2 balls and a strike. De La Rosa, product of Elsinore High School, went to Riverside Community College, 24th round pick by the Yankees in 2002. Acquired just before the start of the season. Tampa Bay Rays. What's a foul ball?
Looked like it fouled off his thigh.
Right inside the right leg.
Don't see that too often. Every once you'll see, obviously on the foot, but foul ball right off the leg, lower part, the shin area, going off the thigh.
Blew the fastball right by him. There's the first out here in the 6th. Let's go back to our Carl's Jr. Sports Update. Mentioned the brawl between the Padres and the Dodgers. Carlos Quentin got 8 games suspension. Jerry Harrison Jr. 1 game suspension. Both guys fined. And the Braves, new world. The Atlanta Braves have been on a tear.
When they were behind in the game today against the Nationals, I thought 4-0. They came back and won that game. 6-4. They've been swinging the bat. That outfield, they've been crushing the baseball.
Upton, and Hayward.
Some coverage defensively and a lot of hard swings from their outfielders.
Most of their damage has been coming without Freddie Freeman and Brian McCann.
They're a pretty solid club. They have an incredibly deep bullpen. Kimbrel throws close to 100 every pitch. Their closer.
I remember when they were in town 3 years ago now. That bullpen came in.
We just kept looking at the radar gun and going, is that for real? Every one of them was thrown in the upper 90s.
Two-one pitch. 3-1. Matt Dominguez is 0 for 2 twice. Is grounded to short. And he walked him. A strikeout followed by the walk puts a man on for Houston. Snaps a string of 9 consecutive batters retired. Marwin Gonzalez, the shortstop, coming up. Gonzalez 0 for 2. Fly ball to right, and he struck out looking at a third. That other member of that Braves bullpen, we're talking about, the left-hander Johnny Venners, was on the DL.
Well, he not only threw hard, he had great deception in his delivery, as I recall.
Oh, 1 bouncer to first, and then it's a foul ball. Just over the head of Albert. Very close play. Dave Clark, the first base coach, near the bag there.
Well, he could swing it a little bit when I remember with Cleveland. He had some good power.
Breaking pitch rolled towards second. Might be tough to turn the double play, and it is. They'll get the force out at second base for out number 2.
Yeah, that's all you're looking for, really, is to get that lead runner. Somehow you would get the bonus of a double play. That's great, but you want to make sure you keep the guy from getting into scoring position, especially when you're behind here 5-0. Nice play by Howie. Didn't have to rush it. It's going to be very difficult to turn to. Hard slide by Dominguez. And Harris no chance to be able to have a 4-6-3 double play.
So 2 outs, a man on, and back to the top of the order. Jose Altuve. The Astros second baseman 1 for 3, had a single with a run scored in the first. Check in on Gonzalez. Mentioned Altuve from Venezuela. Back in the day, they had the Astros, that is, had that pipeline, the Venezuelan academy. Johan Santana, Bobby Abreu, Freddie Garcia, just to name a few guys that came out of that academy.
A lot of those guys traded for Randy Johnson. Well, they picked up Kevin Brown too at one point, right? Houston in a trade. I know they got Randy Johnson to try to be able to make a run at the playoffs at one point. The Astros.
Yeah, the Randy Johnson trade was Freddie Garcia, Carlos Guillen. Was also another Venezuelan kid. Went to Seattle. Snap throw to first, and it's a one hopper that knocked down by Albert, preventing it from going to the outfield. 2 balls and no strikes.
Going to be real quick on the throw, but nice play by Pujols to be able to get out and away from the base and keep that from going into the outfield.
2-1. Yeah, Freddie Garcia, Carlos Guillen, John Halama going to Seattle for Randy Johnson.
Well, John Halama was very serviceable for a while there for Seattle also, the big left-handed pitcher.
Three balls and a strike. Marwin Gonzalez at first. Another check in of Gonzalez. Richard Hidalgo was. I knew there was another Venezuelan outfielder that was with Houston.
He had some pretty good power.
Yeah, he did. Gonzalez takes off. Altuve swings and misses a throw to second, and it is in time. Marwin Gonzalez gunned down to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth with the Angels down 5-0. Top of the order coming up for the Halos: Borges, Trout, and Pujols against Bud Norris, who's been very good tonight. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits allowed for Norris. The Angels offense sputtering. 2 runs over the last 18 innings.
Both of his starts so far, he's going into the 6th inning and has not been able to get through the 6th inning. Both games 5 2/3 innings pitched. He has to deal with the top of the order here. The power throughout is part of the lineup coming up now for the Angels.
Borges hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. Struck out in the 3rd. Peters 0 for 1. Norris coming off a 1-2-3 5th inning. 2nd time tonight he's retired to sign an order. Also did it in the 2nd. Push Budges. Rolled foul. 0-1 count.
It's a good idea. You need base runners setting the table. You're a leadoff hitter in this spot again this inning. You need to get on base. Push that right side. Utilize your speed.
Changeup that was up, foul back.
Well, even though it's out of the strike zone as a hitter, it looks such like a hittable pitch for you. You expand your zone, and that ball was clearly off the inside corner and up.
Enticing.
Another 0-2 count for him.
Mistake breaking balls fouled back. Backed up on it.
So mistake changeup, mistake breaking pitch. And what if he's going to try to paint a fastball now on the outside part of the plate?
Well, he's only at 73 pitches. 51 have been strikes. He's been very crisp. The most part has been around the strike zone. And he got him with a breaking ball. 1 away. Let's go back to our AT&T Twitter poll question of the night. Talking about some young hitters. Which player will have the most impact this year? The Angels hoping it's Mike Trout.
A lot of people are feeling the same way. Bryce Harper, though, off to a hot start. Hitting over 400 going into the game tonight.
Cespedes off to a slow start himself. Trout 0 for 2 tonight. Double play ball in the 1st. Struck out in the 3rd. Get it over slider. you ever throw any of those? Get it over sliders?
I never got it back after I threw it. I was dropping my head thinking how far that was going to go.
How often, well, I should say how often, because that's a tough question, but at release point, as you see the ball coming out of your hand, do you realize, or the way it feels coming out of your hand, you realize I just made a mistake?
Yeah, it's always on, for me, it was always my slider, because my fastball, because I was putting a lot of pressure on my middle finger to be able to have that sink action, but the slider was a different grip. So once it got out of my hand and I knew it was going to be a bad one, all I could hope for that it was popped up. And most times, if you look at highlights of home runs hit, a lot of them, majority of them, are hanging sliders, because that cuts out the middle part of the plate to the big part of the bat, and that's when the baseball's crushed. It basically is a bad fastball when you hang a slider out over the strike zone.
Trout lifts one in the air to right, and Keel back a couple of steps. 2 outs. Fans, tomorrow the Halos will be taking on the Astros once again. Tomorrow's a 6:05 start. Fans in attendance will receive a Mike Trout bobblehead courtesy of State Farm while supplies last. To purchase your tickets, visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on at angels.com.
Wow, he's out on the rocks, making a catch out there with the bobblehead.
It's incredible. It's where the gnomes hang out.
That is Mike Trout. He's everywhere.
The gnomes and Norm.
Yes, he is.
Guru.
Yes, he is.
Notice you never see a gnome and Norm in the same room at the same time.
You might be right.
Pujols has drawn a walk and grounded out. 2 balls, no strikes.
It's certainly something we haven't seen a whole lot of, a 2-0 count, a good hitters count in this game from Norris. There's 2 of them.
Albert, tired of waiting, backs out. Two balls and a strike. Talking about the Tigers earlier, taking on the Athletics. That game's tied at 3 in the 7th. Seattle leading Texas. Breaking ball was in there, 2-2.
Tigers had a lead in that game 3-1 early on. Tigers still have some decisions to make as far as their closer. Still having a tough time settling in on anybody. We can see them before too long here towards the end of the month.
Max
at
Scherzer,
home.
Sorry, Max Scherzer got the start tonight. 6 innings for him. This one bounced foul. Still a 2-2.
Joaquin Benoit is supposedly is their closer now.
And he's done some closing in the past. Rough year for him last year. Better suited in that setup role.
And he's got a great changeup.
Another 2-2 on the way. Albert checked his swing. A full count with Hamilton on deck. Norris has retired 6 in a row since the Trumbo base hit in the 4th inning. The Angels have yet to get a man to second base tonight. (3-2), and he walked him. Well, the 2 walks that Norris has issued have both been to Albert. Let's see if with one swing of the bat, Hamilton spark this crowd, spark this offense.
Get to the bullpen of the Astros.
Astros starters 2-6 record, a 4.24 ERA. The relievers 1-0 with a 5.40 earned run average. Josh is 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the first and a fly ball to left in the fourth. This one out toward left center field. Maxwell got a good jump on it. He'll track it down. The inning comes to an end. 6 complete here at the Big A. Still 5-0 Houston.
TNT, rethink possible. And by Kia. Visit your Southern California Kia retailers or mysocalkia.com. Top of the 7th here at the Big A. Victor Rojas along Mark Gubicza. 5-0. Houston leads it. They scored 3 in the first. Solo runs in the second and third against Tommy Hansen, who lasted 5 innings tonight. Dane De La Rosa back out for his second inning of work. He'll face the top of the order now. Altuve, Maxwell, and Castro. Altuve, as you recall, was at the plate when Hank Conger threw out Marvin Gonzalez trying to steal second base. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
And that was a great throw from Hank Conger, who's worked so hard to get his release point back as far as throws from behind the plate. That was an issue early on in spring training, but worked hard with Mike Scioscia. Boy, what a throw that was.
Down the right field line, slicing into the seats. Count evened up at a ball and a strike. Altuve 1 for 3, singled and a run scored in the first. He's grounded out and hit a fly ball to right the other 2 times up. Hansen went 5 innings, 5 runs all earned, 8 hits, 1 home run, 2 punch outs, 2 walks. Second start of the year. It's 2-1. Just based on size and stature from up here. Jordan Walden, look-alike.
Very similar. That over the top delivery.
Especially right there in that set position. Little topper towards third. It's going to be a tough play for Jimenez. Gets rid of it. And Altuve legs it out for an infield base hit.
Now let's take a look at our AT&T Uverse replay for Justin Maxwell, back in the second inning with 2 outs after doubling his first at bat. It's a hanging breaking pitch and hits it out to left center field. His first home run of the season.
Two for 3 overall. Double for Maxwell, his second of the year. The home run is first. 0-1. An infield base hit by Altuve, the 9th hit for Houston tonight. That's pretty good pitch, good location too.
Great sink. 93. Well, even if you make contact as a right-handed hitter, all you can do is pull that one foul or hit one off your foot. Well, if he can just harness that fastball like that, he could be very effective out of the bullpen.
Maxwell's got that lift type swing. You almost call it like a prototypical back leg swing.
That's where you think a hard slider would be more effective against him than, say, a slow curveball. That's all he was able to hit out was that slow breaking pitch. He stayed up in the strike zone.
Coming back inside, and he got him. 93-mile-per-hour fastball, one away.
We had good balance right here. He was determined to make sure if he was going to miss, it was going to miss down and in. He was rewarded with the strikeout at 93.
So 1 out. Altuve still at first base. Here's Jason Castro, the catcher. He's 1 for 3, singled and scored in the first. Former first-round pick. Mentioned he's out of Stanford. Knee surgery 2011, missed all of that season. One ball, one strike. Astros came into this one with a 3-6 mark, having taken 2 of 3 from the Seattle Mariners. The Angels at 2-7, a game behind Houston. Halo's still looking for that first home win. 1-2. Haven't seen Altuve move a whole lot over at first base. Decent lead for him. This one shot to the left. It'll hang up for Trout. Battling the lights. 2 outs.
Early in the game, a similar hit to right field with Josh Hamilton. Gets in that bank of lights. When it's hit low like that, and Trout was able to pick it up at the end. It's a difficult play when it's hit that low on the line.
So 2 outs with Altuve still at first base. Chris Carter, the batter. He's the DH. Halo's in the bottom of the 7th. We'll have Trumbo, Kendrick, and Conger coming up. Good fastball in at the knees.
It's a pretty good spots with his fastball.
Yeah.
93 both in the outside corner against a right-handed batter, and the inside part too.
Doesn't look like he's trying to overthrow. We've seen him, run that fastball even a little harder at 94, 95. Most of it tonight has been around 93. There's a 95 right on cue.
But he has a good location when he's keeping that down. You still will, on occasion, will give up some ground ball hits, but it's very difficult at 93 to 95 range when it's at the knees, both in and away, to be able to get that baseball elevated in the air and do damage to it.
There's a breaking ball, 2 balls and a strike. Carter tonight has singled, walked, and popped out. 1-for-2. Carter originally in the White Sox system. He got traded to the Diamondbacks in December of '07 for Carlos Quentin. Straight up trade. Popped up, shallow right center. Playable from Peter Borges. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. Still 5-0 Houston.
Trumbo's had 2 quality at bats in the 2nd inning. He's able to jump up on top of that fastball, crush it to the wall in center. This time able to use the lower part of his body and threw it and got a base hit between short and third. 2 quality swings, well hit baseballs for Mark Trumbo. The Freeze Cam was brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Mark will lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. He'll be followed by Howie Kendrick and then Hank Conker. Bud Norris tonight, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 hits allowed. Breaking ball, catches the inside corner. Trumbo 1-for-2. Almost got the first home run here at home this season. There was homerless at the Big A.
We after Norris has seen Mark Trumbo jump on 2 fastballs, back-to-back sliders to start him up here in the 7th.
Breaking pitch. This one out toward right center field. Maxwell got a good jump on it. Makes a catch.
That baseball was scolded too.
Yeah.
All you can do as a hitter is continue your swing. Sometimes as far as the hits, you can't do anything with it, but the result of a good swing, good balance, and through the baseball, getting it out front, it's so strong to hit that ball that way. That's what you want to see out of Mark Trumbo, driving the ball well to center and right center field with authority.
Here's Kendrick with 1 out and the bases clear. Howie's 0-for-2. Ground out to first and fly ball to right. Scott Downs gets ready in the bullpen. Howie shoots one out toward right center field. They were shading him that way. 2 outs. So Conger will come up with 2 outs, nobody on. 91 pitches thrown by Norris.
Has never completed a game.
One ball, no strikes. Conger tonight is 0 for 2. Tried to bunt his way on to the second. Grounded out to Dominguez at third. Just off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Astros have action in their bullpen. Local product, Hector Ambrose is up and loosened. UCLA.
There's still a lot of confidence in his breaking ball. 2-0 count here in the 7th with 2 outs, up 5-0. Still feels confident that he could throw that in the strike zone, and he did so and got Conger out in front, and he fouled it off.
This one into the alley in right center field. That's a base hit. Cut off by Maxwell, and Hank is on board with a 2-out knock. Luis Jimenez will come up 0 for 2. Grounded out to Dominguez in the 3rd inning. Struck out in the 5th. He's getting called up prior to the game today. And he started at 3rd base tonight. Swings the first one and pops one up. Shallow right. Altuve cutting over. And Keel comes charging in, and Altuve makes the catch. And we are through 7. Houston shutting out the Angels 5-0.
Ram dealers. Visit ramtrucks.com today. And by 76, we're on the driver's side. Top of the 8th inning here at the Big A. 5-0. Houston leads it. Mike Scioscia's gone to the bullpen. Dane De La Rosa's done after 2 innings, and it's Scott Downs coming on in relief
third pitcher used tonight. Tommy Hansen going 5, De La Rosa going 2, and now Downs here in the 8th inning. We'll be facing Pena, Martinez, and Ankiel. Houston struck for 3 runs in the first inning, sending 8 men to the plate. Tommy Hansen giving up 5 hits in that first inning. Gave up a 2-out home run in the second. And then gave up a run in the third inning and limited to just 1 run in that third inning. It could have been worse. But the Angels offense has been just shut down now for the 2nd straight game. Tonight it's been Bud Norris. Last night, A.J. Griffin. Pena's drawn a walk, doubled and scored, and he's popped out. So he's 1 for 2. Ground ball toward third. Jimenez has it. 1 away.
Boy, a real nice play. That's a difficult play. Playing Carlos Pena towards shortstop position. Showing some good hands and that strong throwing arm that he has. As you're going away from your body, he's still able to get himself planted and strong throw.
J.D. Martinez is the batter, left fielder. First one's in there for a strike. Mentioned that Jimenez called up before the game today. J.B. Shuck was optioned to AAA. Shuck had gotten into 4 games, 1 for 4. One ball, 1 strike. Scott Downs pitching in his 5th game this year. He's 0-2 with a 9 ERA. 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. One ball, 2 strikes.
That's another well-thrown pitch. Last time out for Scott Downs had a much more consistent fastball. There, good sink action away from a right-handed batter at 87.
One ball, 2 strikes. Laid off. J.D. Martinez, the RBI leader for the Astros a season ago. 55 runs batted in for him. Bounced this one off his body. Conger's going to go on. Time things over with Downs. It looks like Ambrose will come into the game for Houston. Norris having gone 7 innings tonight.
He's never completed the game longest outing a couple times at 8 innings pitched, but certainly was very effective tonight. It's interesting when you watch that, how when the pitchers talk about some of his pitches, his action right there was what he was doing on his slider, be able to get out in front. You think fastball and then a quick snap action with your wrist. Almost a true slider is like throwing a football. You just have that little slight action with your wrist to be able to create a break on that hard breaking pitch as compared to your fastball.
A full count now on Martinez with Ankiel on deck. Norris 3 hits allowed through his 7 innings of work. 3-2 on the way, and he walked him. Downs ahead of the count, eventually walking J.D. Martinez. A little lefty-lefty matchup here with Ankiel coming up. Got a pinch runner at first base. Brandon Barnes takes over. Speaking of local products, Catella High School. And Keel tonight is 2 for 3, single to double, 3 runs batted in.
Keel was hoping to get a fastball in the inner half and try to turn over. It's too quick. Scott Downs pitches inside very effectively against left-handed batters, and it must have been the reports that Ankiel was ready for that fastball in.
You know, last night we were talking about, you know, that one pitch that you wish you could have back. Vargas wishes he could probably have that breaking ball to Josh Donaldson. Snapped a 1-1 tie. Go back to the first inning with Rick Ankiel at the plate. Already a 1-0 Houston lead with 2 outs. You made him look foolish, if you will, with a good slider down and in, and then the 3-2, they threw him a fastball away, and he punched it through the left side. Pitching against the defense, brought home 2 runs, and all of a sudden it's a 3-0 game as opposed to a 1-0 game going into the bottom of the first.
Yeah, a couple good breaking pitches to Ankiel. Tommy Hansen did. One, he got for a strike. Another one, and Ankiel was out in front, pulled a foul into Houston's dugout.
Right.
And then it was the location was perfect on that fastball, but it wasn't the proper pitch to throw at that time, especially when you have the guy out in front on the breaking ball.
Wanted to peel, and he didn't go. The count is even to 2-2. Not like anything else, you being a starter in the big leagues, you make the quality pitch here, you get the out, and you're like, all right, I survived. It's 1-0. I wasn't sharp, but I can live with that, and I'll make my adjustments and move forward. And it changes the complexion of the game.
Yeah, most starting pitchers have that tough time in the beginning part of the game. The good ones always, if you're going to get them, it's in that first inning. So if you can avoid that big inning against you, you get through that, only allow 1 run, all of a sudden everyone feels better. Not only yourself as a starter, because then you allow your mindset to be able to go, and I'm going 7-8 innings. I also have a chance to be able to get my offense up there swinging quicker instead of being out there for a long top of the first inning.
You mentioned about getting the offense back in there, and it was a slow moving 37 pitches that Tommy Hansen threw in that first. So all of a sudden your offense is jacked up for the game, and all of a sudden you're sitting out there for a long time. Ankiel strikes out swinging for the second out.
On a breaking pitch right there too. Yeah, your job when you come out for the bullpen, especially when you're at home, even on the road the same thing, but when you're at home, you want to have a quick inning because you want your hitters to be part of the game, get in a flow of the game. But when you have a long inning, you're throwing 37 pitches, all of a sudden the edge they had to start the game kind of wears off initially. So you want to be as quick as possible. That's why you've always heard the phrase go out there and have a quick inning right away. Establish your pitches, use your fastball early on so you can have a quick inning, save those breaking pitches that you need in big situations later on in the game, and allow your hitters to get up there hacking for you.
Dominguez 0 for 2. Did draw a walk in the 6th inning. Two balls and no strikes. Dominguez, a first-round pick of the Florida Marlins, 2007, traded last year from Florida to Miami Marlins now. To the Houston Astros in exchange for Carlos Lee.
And that Chatsworth team had a pretty good left side of the infield with Moustakas playing short and Matt Dominguez playing third base.
Two-0 pitch. 3-0. Marwin Gonzalez, the shortstop, is on deck. Dane De La Rosa went 2 innings tonight for the Angels, allowed 1 hit, struck out 2, and walked 1. No runs.
Well, if he continues to throw that fastball in the plane he was throwing it at, he's going to be very effective out of the bullpen.
3-1. 6 feet 8 inches tall. That is some downward plane.
And when you think about it, when you're that tall and you have a fastball like that, hitters aren't comfortable at the plate. And you have movement, you could rush that fastball inside. Makes you intimidating.
And he walked him. Second walk of the inning issued by Downs. It's 2 on with 2 outs, and Gonzalez coming up. Gonzalez, a switch hitter, will bat from the right side for the first time tonight. Check that for the that's right, for the first time tonight. 0 for 3, fly right, struck out, reached on a fielder's choice. A terrific play on a sharply hit ball by Albert Pujols leading off the 4th inning. Looks at a strike. Halos in the bottom of the 8th inning will have Harris, Borges, and Trout coming up. 9, 1, and 2. Looks like they'll be facing Hector Ambrose. Down to 22 pitches here in the 8th. Chopper on the left side, and that is a foul ball. Laz Diaz made the call. As Diaz, the third base umpire, saying that it went off the body of Gonzalez.
And what you hope for is an umpire calling it right away. Laz certainly did so.
That's not a foul ball. Unless it hit his helmet or something. Did you see it hit a part of the body?
No, but he tried to sell it well.
He did sell it well for a young guy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sharply hit to short. Harris bobbles it for a second, flips to second. They get the force out, and we will head to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Angels trailing at 5-0. Houston Astros, 96 pitches, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits allowed, and never allowed a base runner to reach second base in the most batters that he faced in an inning. 4 tonight as Hector Ambrose comes on in relief. Product of Valencia High School at UCLA. 4 games so far. No record and a 9 ERA. He'll be facing 9-1-2 here in the 8th.
He's got a pretty good fastball, 88 to 93 range, a very good slider and changeup. A lot of sliders from him. Almost 37% of his pitches are going to be breaking pitches.
Brandon Barnes, who pinch ran for JD Martinez, stays in the game. He's in left field. Brendan Harris, the shortstop tonight for the Angels, 1 for 2. Singled into third. Bounce went back to the mound in the 5th. First one's in for a strike. Amber's 28 years of age, makes his home in Placentia. 5th round pick by the Diamondbacks in 2006 out of UCLA. Then Cleveland plucked him as a Rule 5 pick and pitched with the Indians 34 games in 2010. And 0-2 that year with a 5.59 ERA. Did not play in 2011 as he was injured, right elbow reconstruction. Harris chops one over to third. What a play by Matt Dominguez. 1 away.
Like we said to start the game, we highlighted him on the defensive side. He's already one of the best fielding third basemen in the league. Got a strong arm, good range. Be able to keep his eye on that, jump up, and still gather himself with his strong arm to get the first out.
Peter Borges hit by a pitch and has struck out twice. Ground ball to short. Gonzalez has it. 2 outs. Let's go back and revisit the Hyundai key to the game.
But every storm runs out of rain, but that storm tonight, Bud Norris was absolutely outstanding. You mentioned earlier, didn't allow a base runner to get to second base. Well, you just look for some kind of spark to be able to get the team rolling. Well, but the Astros has not allowed that to happen tonight so far. Still an opportunity with Mike Trout here to be able to get it rolling. You got Pujols to follow, but you need some kind of spark.
Mike Trout tonight 0 for 3. Double play ball, a strikeout, a fly ball to right by Trout. No 2 count. Halos have managed 3 hits tonight. Check swing, he went around, and Trout gets rung up by Tim Timmons. The Angels go down in order. 8 in the books. It is 5-0 Houston. Matchups as the Braves take on the Nationals or the defending World Series champion Giants take on the Cubs at Wrigley Field. You might even get the Rays Red Sox. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Chevrolet returns tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Top of the ninth inning. 5-0. Houston leads it. Ernesto Frieri, the Angels closer, needing to get some work. He's only pitched in 3 games. Has 3 innings under his belt this year. Will come on, face the top of the order for the Astros. Altuve, Maxwell, and Castro.
And you have to try to stay sharp. Most closers prefer a lot of work, but it's been very difficult to get Ernesto in these games. It's an opportunity to work on some pitches, keep the game close, and who knows in the bottom of the ninth.
Scott Downs went 1 inning, walked 2, struck out 1, everything else zeros. Jose Altuve 2 for 4 tonight. A couple of singles, a ground down, a fly ball to right. 9 hits for Houston. No 1. Halos will turn the ball over to Garrett Richards tomorrow night, making his first start of the season. He'll be in place of Jared Weaver.
I'll tell you what, he's been pretty focused. You watch him walking around after had a nice bullpen session this the other day. They prepare for a start. His focus is definitely there.
Altuve late on that fastball. And it's 0-2. Lucas Harrell will go for Houston. He's 0-2 to start the year. A 7.84 ERA. 0-2 on the way. Foul back. Sharply hit, and that's a base hit. Altuve with a 3-hit night. And Altuve is going to take second base.
That's when it gets frustrating for Mike Scioscia when plays like that are made.
I would imagine Peter Borges is going to get charged with the error, but that's a ball that Howie Kendrick needs to knock down.
Yeah, to stay right in front of it.
That's the second error of the night, 11th on the season for the Angels. Kendrick does get charged with the error. Maxwell rolls it foul for Howie. That's his 3rd of the year. Just a couple of games ago, we were talking about the Angels. The first 7 games, getting base runners on board. The hits were there. A lot of left on base, struggling with the men in scoring position. But it's been a tough go for them over the last 2+ games now. Last 21 innings, the Angels have scored 2 runs.
What we've seen from the last 2 nights from the starting pitchers, started with A.J. Griffin last night with Oakland and Bud Norris tonight, establishing fastball in, sliders away. Last night Griffin had that big slow curveball at times at 66 miles an hour, but a lot of strikes thrown and aggressive with fastballs inside.
And they had a chance last night to have a multiple run inning. That was that 4th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. After Kendrick picked up The double and the RBI that tied things up, and yet second and third with one out.
That changed the whole complexion of the game. Everything's different as far as even for Jason Vargas when you have a little more runs to work with.
And infield playing back. They were conceding the run. Inetta struck out. Borges grounded at third. 2-2. Full count. Towards the beginning of the game, we mentioned that last night's 5-hit performance by the Angels is their low-hit game of the year. Unless something happens in the bottom of the ninth inning, tonight would be that. They've only managed 3. Three-two pitch. Foul back. Good swing there by Maxwell. A 2-for-4 night for the Astros center fielder. Double and a home run. 2 runs batted in.
That's a pretty good plate coverage with his swing.
And he walked him. Single and a walk puts 2 men on with nobody out here in the ninth inning. Listen, Castro coming up.
What you want to try to avoid, you have your closer getting some work in on a game when you're behind, is avoid having a long inning. So that has that residual effect going against you tomorrow night if you're in a save situation.
Castro's 1-for-4. It's a strike at the knees. Castro's single came back in the first inning. A couple of fly ball outs and a ground out since. Popped up left side. Drifting out of the outfield grass is Brennan Harris. All the way. Laz Diaz making the call from infield fly rule. So 1 out, 2 on still. Chris Carter, the DH, coming up. Carter's 1-for-3 this evening. Single, a pop up, and a fly ball to center. Drew a walk into third. See some of the swings that have been taken against Frieri. It's just for me, and you tell me based on your experience, just the lack of usage in the early going of this season. Just unable to get the feel for his pitches. The life isn't quite there.
I mean, you feel strong, but sometimes as a pitcher you don't want to feel overly strong because then you hump up and throw it a lot harder than you would like to. When you're relaxed, you've had some good consistent work, you're loose with your throwing motion, you have better life. You might not necessarily feel stronger, but you have better life on the pitches, whether it's a fastball or slider.
Carter goes down swinging. Good one there. 95 miles per hour, 2 down. The Angels, by the way, in the bottom of the ninth inning will have Pujols, Hamilton, Trumbo coming up. Carlos Pena steps up. 1-for-3, doubled and scored in the third inning. Good fastball there.
That's back-to-back fastballs with real good life on it.
Astros have a couple of relievers loosening in their bullpen. Wesley Wright, the left-hander, and Reiner Cruz, the right-hander. The bullpen coach, Dennis Martinez.
Doesn't wear the hat. I know that.
Not a big fan, huh?
No. For a perfect game, you don't have to wear a hat.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Ball and a strike. Hansen 5 innings. De La Rosa 2 downs, 1 for Frieri. Getting work here in the 9th inning. A 5-0 deficit. Trying to keep it at a 5-0 game. One ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, when Ernesto is right, that fastball is so difficult to pick up. He hides the ball, comes right from his back hip, and all of a sudden as a hitter you're trying to pick it up, and it's 94, 95 with that late move in action. Lateral movement a lot of times too.
Foul back. Not messing around a whole lot tonight with a changeup or that cut fastball we were talking so much about in spring training. He's used it in games, but tonight just airing it out.
I think he wants it to get loose. He wants to be able to have his arm in position to be in a save situation tomorrow night and having that life on the fastball. It's his go-to pitch, his bread and butter.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Now two led off the 9th inning with a base hit and went to second on the error by Kendrick. Maxwell walked. Castro popped out. Carter struck out. Swing and a miss, down he goes. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Angels down 5-0.
For live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At Bat delivers Angels baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit angels.com for details.
Bottom of the ninth, it is 5-0 Houston. Second inning of work for Hector Ambrose. Facing Pujols, Hamilton, Trumbo. Angels trying to get something going, trying to, at the very least, get a man in scoring position and try to tie this thing up somehow. And Albert looks at a strike. Pujols tonight is 0 for 1. He's grounded out and he's also walked twice. There's only 2 walks that Bud Norris issued this evening. He also hit a batter. That was Borges in the bottom of the first. Breaking pitch pulled through the left side. There's a base hit. Got to start somewhere. This is the second time tonight the leadoff man has reached. The other was Borges with that pitch. Batman. Oh, Porter. Looks like he's going to go to the bullpen here with Hamilton coming up.
Too many managers run out there to make that call.
So pitching change. We're in the ninth. Nobody out, the man on. On by Bo Porter to face Josh Hamilton here with nobody out, a man on. Pujols with a leadoff single off of Ambrose. 5 games so far, no record of .450 ERA for the left-hander, originally in the Dodgers system. Good numbers last year for Houston, pitching in 77 games. 2-2 mark at a .327 ERA.
Yeah, Wright has a fastball, 88 to 93 range. Very hard, sharp slider. A good curveball also.
Wright is the longest tenured Houston Astro. 5 years with Houston now. Tells you how young this team is. And it's not like Wright's old. He's just 28. Hamilton is 0 for 3. A strikeout and a couple of fly ball outs. Overshift is on. 3 infielders on the right side. First one's in there for a strike. Ground ball into the overshift. Altuve will feed Gonzalez. And they force out Pujols for the first out. And now Bo Porter calls time, and he's going to go to the bullpen. A 1-batter situation. First out recorded here in the ninth. 5-0 Houston, a pitching change. Nothing. Reiner Cruz, the right-hander from the Dominican Republic, comes on in relief. And he'll be facing Mark Trumbo, the DH.
Cruz has a very, very good fastball. 94 to 98 range, slider, occasional changeup. But he's all about the fastball. Over 73% of his pitches, fastballs.
Cruz, another one of those Rule 5 picks prior to last season. The Mets system. And Trumbo comes up 1 for 3. He had a single back in the 4th inning. Just missed a home run in his first plate appearance against Norris in the 2nd.
He really had 3 really good at bats. He had hit a good shot on a slider to right center field at the wall.
First pitch fastball's in there for a strike. Cruz last worked on Wednesday, scoreless inning against Seattle. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitched in 52 games last year as a rookie. One has popped up left side into foul territory. 2 outs. And Hamilton forgot how many outs there were. He's going to get doubled up at first. That's how this game ends. Josh Hamilton was between 2nd and 3rd. Forgot how many outs there were. And it's a pop-up to the catcher, and Altuve was covering. That's a 2-4 double play to end the game. The Angels get shut out of the first game of this 3-game set by the score of 5-0.
Boy, as Castro have a tough time being able to catch his pop-up, high pop-up hit by Mark Trumbo. Josh Hamilton just going thinking there was 2 outs, forgot how many outs there were at that point. Then the communication be able to get the double play at first base ends the game. It's another one of those tough games for the Angels. 2 out. Started out early, especially when Rick Ankiel got that base hit in the hole to drive in 2 to give the Astros a 3-0 lead. They scored another one in the 2nd and another run in the 3rd. And that was all the scoring in the game for the Astros, but it was plenty for Bud Norris, who threw the ball exceptionally well as the Angels lose this one 5-0. Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers, is coming up next. Victor Rojas, Jose Mota, and Jamie Maggio are going to break it all down and tell us why this happened again today as the Angels lose to the Astros 5-0.